here it is.
Here you go, right in your face.
And we always ask the students, what do you do when you get what you want? You want adulthood. Adulthood will come to you. You ask any adult if we could go back in time. Right. So I try to instill in the children, enjoy your youth right now, because about 10 to 15 years from now, you're gonna have to figure it out.
That's what's up. Next question. Mm-hmm. Every school faces their challenges.
Yes.
Discuss the significant challenge your school has encountered and the strategies you employ to address it.
I think, one of our challenges, especially with our young people, he say, she say.
Wow.
He was talking about me.
Yeah, that's been around forever, huh?
I mean, it's almost a daily thing. And you know what it is? It's the social media. She said something about me on Instagram. She said something about me on TikTok. I want to fight her. My cousin wants to. So we really team up, our crisis teacher, our school counselor, our school social worker, our school nurse, sometimes our teachers. And we really just work as a team, right, to kind of talk them through it. Because the value of having reliable staff is that they build relationships. And we also have to talk about that. Positive relationships are key. You have to build relationships with our children.
Yeah.
You have, because you have to develop trust. And if they trust you, then they'll listen to you. Right. So we have many talented staff that have built relationships where they can kind of get them in and get to people that are in an adversarial situation, and then we can make some sense about it. So we really just do old school, I wanted to talk about the challenges in post-secondary or college and career or whatever it is once they graduate from us.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'd like to call in and ask him a question. You can do that, okay? You can do that. 973-433-5666. Once again, 973. Make sure you press 1. 1973-433-5666. You can do that. And I'm going to go to a little commercial break real quick. So much. Appreciate it. Peace. I'll be right back in about maybe less than 2 minutes, if that's okay with you guys. All right? Right back. Please share the page, like the page. Thank you so much. We'll be right back and ask Principal Tyrone Bates some more questions. Beautiful thing. A principal that look like you and me. Share the page, like the page. Thank you. YouTube, do me a favor and press subscribe. All right. Thank you for sharing, for those who shared, for those who liked, for those who actually press follow. Thank you for that. If you want a question, you want to ask Mr. Principal Tyrone Bates a question, you can do that now. 973-433-5666. You can do that. But I'm going to continue to ask him some questions and let him fill us in on what's the life of a principal. What's going on? Let's see. As a principal, okay, let's see. Parent-principal communication. How do you maintain open and effective communication with parents? And what role does transparency play in your leadership approach?
Well, should I have the fortune to connect with the parent, my approach is very simple and very transparent and very respectful. We try to have the parent come to an understanding that it is about the child, right, and excuse me, and we are involved in a partnership. He is our investment because parents send their children to us to develop them as leaders and,
Right.
and effective people in the workplace. So we want to ensure that we are on the same page collectively to make sure that we maximize the potential of his or her child. That's very important. Sometimes the conversations are very intense. Sometimes the conversations are very positive. You know, we may call a parent when something good is happening. Your child is student of the month, or your child came to school on time today, or your child helped someone else today. So sometimes we have to understand when there is a communication with the parent, we cannot always necessarily make it a negative conversation.
Got you.
Because I've learned over the years, if you call a parent and the child is problematic and they are constantly getting calls, they become very bitter. They become ambivalent.
They feel like they
what did he do now? You're always picking on him. You know. So a parent often does not want to hear that because I think most parents in the world, I don't think they become parents to be bad parents, but sometimes you know some parents need help, and also it's also about listening to the needs of the parent. Because a lot of times there's food disparities, there's service disparities, there's health disparities. So if they are willing to, this is where the transparency comes in. If they are willing to disclose some of the issues and we can assist them, that's why we have our school social worker who has, you know, access to various programs, you know, rental assistance, food assistance. So it may be a situation where they're embarrassed. A lot of times we have to keep in mind the language barriers. Since we are the most culturally diverse city in the United States, over 28 languages city. Okay. And mind you, we have 28,000 students in the district.
Wow.
So it is a very culturally diverse city. So we have to make sure that we are on the same page. So we do a series of things, whether we have our supervisors get involved, sometimes my director gets involved. Sometimes we refer them to different services, or we just have a straight up conversation. And sometimes the parent just wants to be heard. Sometimes we don't have an answer.
Wow.
And sometimes they just need to get it out and they need to be heard. And we say we empathize, you know, we're sorry about that. We're here to support you.
That's what's up. So sometimes there's, you know, like you mentioned about, you know, there may be a problem at home with food. There may be, you know, some tough situations going on in the home. And along with that, there could be some, you know, with some people, it can be some mental stuff going on.
Yes.
So how do you, you know, what kind of programs that you have in place for mental health issues?
Well, what we're trying to set up, because the Jersey City Public School has received a tremendous grant, Project Resiliency. Most of the comprehensive high schools have a Zen type of room, like Lincoln High School has the Lion's Den and Snyder High School has the Tiger's Den, where you can go and speak to mental health service professionals about various issues. And then they also have it set up where it's kind of like a spa-like type of thing. It was something where you can go and relax and decompress.
Nice.
Unfortunately for us right now at the Renaissance Institute, we don't have such a room. And we're trying to advocate for that, since our students do arrive to us from the comprehensive high school. So we have requested some mental health services too, because even though our students come from the other 5 comprehensive high schools, their problems don't go away when they come through our doors. You know, so they're even more magnified. So if anyone needs it, needs the services, it is definitely the Renaissance Institute. So we are working vigorously to address that. I've addressed it with my staff. Everyone comes out of some type of trauma.
Yeah, man.
Even when we came out of the COVID situation and moved back into the schools, you know, no one really talked to us about it. No one talked to us about it. You know, really? we just had to go in and do the best we can, follow the CDC having a conversation not related to the day-to-day operations of the bill. We know what the day-to-day is, but how are you doing?
Right.
How are you doing? Are you all right?
Right. But you know, most people want to automatically say, I'm all right. But have you seen some differences after COVID, when COVID was here, and then the transition back into school, everything happened, did you see some type of difference in some of the staff or even the children? What was that difference?
Yes, because some of our staff members lost family members.
Yeah.
Some of our staff members and had near-death experiences.
Right.
So, of course, if you look at it from that particular lens, that is a traumatizing situation.
I can imagine.
And really to sit back and listen to the stories.
Right.
And when you don't have an answer for it, it's very mind-boggling. So, you know, I try to keep that in the back of my head, that even though COVID is a few years removed,
right,
it hasn't really left us because it is still around.
Right. Right.
So we try to be cognizant of where we are mentally. And also as a school leader, there have been times where, you know, I've been just out of it mentally a little bit. No particular reason.
Of course.
Or you have that hidden anxiety of what will transpire when you get in the building, because it's kind of like unknown territory because every situation is different.
Yeah.
There have been